Are you a victim of domestic violence? Since 2013, From Ordinary to Extraordinary has helped over 3,000 women, and we want to continue to rebuild the community with one family at a time. Please make a donation or sign up for volunteer opportunities today at imfote.org. No matter how you choose to get involved, know that every bit counts. From Ordinary to Extraordinary is a 501c3 nonprofit organization designed to empower women and girls that have experienced domestic violence.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap, tap, tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap, tap, tap in.
Tap, 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 tap in. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We done made it to another Friday. Another Friday. Oh, I've been messing up. That's right. The 27th day of 2023. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have a special appearance today on the show.
Oh, later on. Yep.
I'm not sure. I think we have multiple special appearances for people that were planned and not planned. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. There's a plan, and then there could be an unplanned appearance. We're waiting on Sexy Mo. See if she's gonna tap in. Tap in. Good morning, Nikki White Chocolate. Good morning. How you doing, Nikki? I'm trying to stall, but I can't. Jay Black, how was your night, homie? How was your night?
What was last night? It's all about getting ready for this Eagle game. Last night was what, Thursday? What did I do? You know what y'all did yesterday? Was Ratchet TV Thursday.
Ratchet TV Thursday.
I literally got caught up on Love and Hip Hop.
Oh man, I can't live without my Love and Hip Hop.
The DC one, the DC married
yeah.
What is it called? Not like
some ratchetness in DC. I don't even know.
Love and Marriage, the Love and Marriage DC.
I wouldn't even know.
What's the other show I got caught up with? The Challenge, MTV's The Challenge. I got caught up on all those shows yesterday. Oh, literally all of them shows I made time for yesterday.
Ratchet Thursday TV. My phone over here, bing banging. And our special scheduled guest, straight from the hospital bed. Straight from the hospital. I don't know why this girl can't just keep her ass resting and just be a patient.
So it's true. So she wasn't lying. Okay, she really did. Okay, she just went it off.
So
right?
Yeah, Shawnee Scott straight out the hospital room, the private room, the bed. How are you, Shawnee?
I'm good. Considering everything. I'm doing good.
Wow.
Are you eating Cheez-Its? Okay, all right. So how you feeling?
They got me on a liquid diet, so I can't eat. Well, he just said he's gonna change it, and they just took my bandage off and put a different one on. So I saw the damage.
Okay. You okay with the damage? You all right? You good?
It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would look.
Okay. All right. So this is a dumb question, but how was your night last night, Shawnee? How'd everything go with you last night?
Oh, last night I watched this movie called Honk for Jesus on Netflix.
Oh, you watched
Prime.
You watched the whole thing?
She ain't nothing else to do.
Yeah, I was falling asleep on it because
all the meds they've been shooting you up with. I'm surprised you can watch a whole anything, but you woke up, but good. So it was good.
But I was high, so I guess it was good. But the ending was kind of crazy. I finished watching it actually about 20 minutes ago.
You on drugs now? They got drugs pumping in because I want to make sure if we ask you any questions. You do. So I want to. So with Shawnee, we have the same rule with Shawnee when she's on meds in the hospital, the serious drugs. Anything she says, we have the right to retract. That statement is untrue because we don't know what effect this medication could be having on her at any time. Everybody's saying hi to Shawnee.
Good morning.
I watched. So you watch Honk for Jesus. I watched the rest. Shawnee got me watching some stuff that I wouldn't normally watch. She got there was a series called Why Women Kill
Mhm.
that is on that wouldn't normally be a thing I would pick to
A little
watch.
subliminal.
Why women kill. Yeah, I didn't know.
I wonder
I
why
didn't
she
know.
wants you to watch that.
I don't know. That's what I wondered.
But you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
good.
fun.
I finished the whole thing. I watched the whole thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, and it's a
So
very
Lucy Liu she's a writer and creator of it. She's in it. It reminds you of, if y'all, Jay Black, if you watched what's the name of that show?
Desperate Housewives.
Housewives. That's what it reminds you of.
Okay.
But when the title "When Women Kill" is absolutely right. Like when she first said, "Hey, let's watch this thing called Women Kill," I felt like when somebody tries to get you to watch that TV show Snapped, or is that it's Snapped on BET or whatever. When that TV show Snapped, I don't get. I think it puts some things into people's heads, but these women do kill. They do kill, but it's good. And the ending was pretty creative. It was a creative ending. It was very creative. James K. In Shawnee's defense, she was praising God and tripped over the pulpit. If anyone was wondering,
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You trying to figure out why I'm in the hospital?
Oh, maybe that's why you're in the hospital. Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. We ain't got to get into all that. That's a whole nother discussion. But she's good.
She's good. Her commitment is real to be here.
And
wow,
I just want to say the irony is that Shawnee's Wi-Fi capabilities are better than Mo's, even in the hospital. Like that's just amazing that her Wi-Fi capabilities in the hospital after a procedure are still rival and defeat Mo's.
Mo's always spotty. Mo's always spotty.
Always
spotty. Never know what you're gonna get.
Never know what's gonna happen. My night was fine. I woke up. I still woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't really go back to sleep. I got swelling in my left foot. Look, dog, I'm just getting old. I got my left foot, my big toe. It starts to swell ever since I was in the hospital and was banging my foot. Now, if I'm on it for a long time, it swells up and then I get pain in it. And it's just ridiculous.
I'm gonna send you some of that stuff. I'm gonna send you a touch of magic so you can have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Mike, did you finish your test at work? No, I didn't finish the test at work. I was supposed to do the second half. Didn't finish it. Y'all would be proud of me because things are getting slow at work. And they sent somebody home and they were asking people and nobody wanted to go home. I wanted to go home. They ain't asked me to go. They ain't asked.
They gotta save some payroll. It's slow. They looking for volunteers to go home. I go home. I thought you need the money. People say they want them hours and want their money. As soon as they get opportunity to leave, they out.
But I stayed. I didn't even volunteer. I was just saying, yeah, I'm just gonna get this. I said, good morning, Ashley Newman.
Ashley.
But then they sent the dopest one in the game. Like I don't know why they picked her to send her on. She's the best. She's the best worker. She's the one. No,
the best worker. I'm sorry.
Really?
You gonna play with her in the hospital too? No, she knows everything. Like there's like two people other than the supervisor who knows that they know everything, the ins and outs. But she knows. Like I done seen her do some. Just go to the next register, man. That's what I tell people now. I said, you know what, sir? Or ma'am, let me take you to somebody who knows exactly how to get. I had somebody send a package. Listen, when y'all send a package, let me give y'all a little warning. When y'all send a package, do not wrap it in a brown paper bag, and y'all gonna think I'm lying. Don't wrap your packages in paper like you covering an old school textbook in high school for your kid. The reason why I'm telling you this is because when you put the label on the paper, these packages don't get touched by humans anymore. They get ran through in machines. So if your paper gets ripped up and the label gets off, the package is not going anywhere. It's over. Once that label is off, ain't no going nowhere and ain't no tracking it because the tracking number is on the label. But so a lady comes in. Spend the money and buy a box.
My mom gets a box, but
Oh.
she still wrap it with the brown paper all around it. and
That
write
don't
on it.
mind. That's cool as long as she buys a box.
Okay.
Now,
So
if you
just
want to
put
buy
it
the
in the
box, if you want to buy the box yourself, buy the box yourself. Or you want to go there and buy the box. I think the box it varies, but the box could be $3, $7.
We'll just go behind a Walmart and get your box. But go ahead.
Or get whatever, or you can get a used box, and do it.
Exactly.
But this lady does it right.
Boom,
So
gone.
all I can do is tell her, listen, all we can do is put extra tape on this, but the chance is not gonna make it. Right now, I'm thinking she's sending this damn package just somewhere somewhere normal. So I'm looking at the address that I'm putting in, and I look and I'm like, this is an odd ass zip code. But I'm like, maybe she's sending it to a military base or something. But this is an odd zip code. So let me just put the zip code for the hell. She was sending this package to effing Brazil in a brown paper bag.
So that's too long, too far of a way. Anything can go wrong, huh?
There's no way. You listen, if you do everything perfect, it's amazing that it gets to Brazil. Like it's just amazing to me. But you're gonna send it in a brown paper bag, miss. And then you want to declare, you didn't even want to declare the insurance on it. I was like, whatever's in here.
That extra. Who pays?
I was like, okay. I said, all right, miss. All right. But when I found out I was going to Brazil, like I said, I started this. I told her, look, I don't even want to waste your time because I don't even know how to get this thing to Brazil. I don't even know.
Confirm this zip code again.
Yeah, confirm CPC. It was like 4 letters. The zip code was like 7 numbers. Shawnee, I hope you feel better. Strong woman. No, she's just stubborn. She's just stubborn. She's supposed to be laying there and resting. She's just stubborn.
I am laying down. I'm in the bed.
You're supposed to be resting. You got parts that you're about talking that need to heal. But yeah, she's a strong woman.
I just had to do 20 minutes of walking.
Okay, when them drugs wear off, you're gonna be like, I should have kept my mouth shut. But okay. That's it. Let's get to the show, man. That was all. That was my experience at the UPS mailing spot. Shout to them. I gotta go back there after, and then I gotta work tomorrow. Some bullshit. All right, somebody booked me. That's straight
on Saturday. You gotta work on a Saturday?
Yeah, I work every Saturday.
UPS
open. Did you get her to put it in a box? Did you tell the lady to put it in a box?
No. I sent her off to the other young lady, and she spent like 2 hours on one thing, simply because people sit there. I'm like one lady, I'll give you one more boring example. All right. If you get a return from Amazon, they have to send you a Q code. They have to send you a Q code on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will be on that label, or they'll send you a label. That label is going to tell you whether you should pack it or we have to pack it. The label will explain to you what has to happen.
Just bring the item to them and they'll do it, or you just put this label on your package.
So many people come in there and it clearly says this has to be packed by you. The customer has to be packed. And y'all get mad when I tell you, listen, the label that you have, we can change it. But we got to charge you $3 because we got to get it off your phone and you got to connect to the Wi-Fi and we print it out on a printer. $3. This lady was super nice, but this is what annoys me. She decided, well, I'm going to call them and I'm going to have, she said, will they send me a Q code? I said, yes, they can send you a Q code, the same barcode that you have, they can send you one. This woman literally must not have nothing else to do in life. She sat in that store for about an hour and a half. All she had to do was pay me $3. $3. That's all she had to do.
Nope.
An hour and a half later, she knows, you know what she does an hour and a half later? She says, what was that thing you were saying about printing out the label? Bitch, I tried to tell you.
She's like, nope, somebody get Jeff Bezos on this line because I'm not paying for this. I'm returning this item. I'm not paying them no $3.
And I finally heard the only people with accents can complain about customer service people with their accents. You have to have an accent in order for you to complain about the people's accent. It's like being black and calling another black person the N-word. You can only do it if you're black. Finally, somebody said what I said. How do people get jobs in customer service when the whole point of customer service is you being able to communicate with me? If I say excuse me 4 or 5 times because I didn't understand what you were saying and it had nothing to do with cell phone reception, how did you get the job? And the lady sat on that phone for an hour and a half, and I heard her asking again, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? But she had a slight accent. But she was like, can you repeat? Then it comes to find out an hour and a half later, the lady still screwed up everything. Anyway, that's the last mail story. That's the last UPS mail. I don't even want to leave. I don't even want to go to work today. I swear, my foot hurt. I want to chill.
And it's Friday.
All right, what y'all want to talk? Did anybody know here? I was gonna say fun fact, but that sounds bad. Was I the only one who found out 2 days ago that Aretha Franklin had her first kid at 12 years old?
No, I think when the movie came out was when I remember.
Yeah,
I didn't see the movie. I didn't see the movie.
Her dad, who was, yeah.
You breaking up? Say that again.
Older man. She went to she was at an event with her father, like a revival or something, and her dad was, he was out there, so he was messing with his women, left her alone, and a grown man got to her and got her pregnant.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie because when I watched it, like what did they say on TikTok? I was today years old when I found that Aretha had her first. They said she had the baby when she was 12. So that means this happened when she was 11 something.
11.
Yeah,
11 something, like she a clock. Okay, that was just that one caught me off guard, and the other one that didn't catch me off guard with well, I learned it from Smokey Robinson talking about how he used to knock off Diana Ross.
Talking too much.
Yeah.
Smokey was Keith Murray.
Yeah, facts.
Smokey was Keith Murray. Smokey literally was, and then Smokey, they asked Smokey in a video, how long did your relationship with Diana Ross last? And he said, well, I guess too long because I was married the entire time. I said, well, Smokey.
Yeah.
Tears of a clown. All right. Well, all right, Smokey.
And speaking of marriage, did you see this wedding proposal that went wrong?
Oh boy, not another one.
Yeah, it was a female. She proposed to a man.
Oh boy, here we go.
And his reaction.
Oh, look, he look like he about to. What's going on?
Yes, you go, girl.
Oh, she was. Oh.
You got it, girl.
Oh, she getting down.
She might not get back up.
All right, turn it back on.
He said yes.
This is.
Turn the music back on.
Get that music.
This is tragic.
So
DJ.
And the DJ won't play the music back on. He's like, no.
This is tragic.
She got played. So overall, she got played. And
men and
like,
women.
Stand back up. DJ, put that music back on.
Everybody who's watching this show, if you do not know, the answer is going to be yes. If you have not had the conversation, don't embarrass yourself in front of your friends. Come on. Men and we've seen it go wrong for men and women, but for some reason, a woman doing that and getting turned down is. But if you would have told me to bet that he was going to say no, I would have taken no. I'd have put 75 cents on you.
But you didn't even feel confident with her kneeling down? Like, what?
Hell no. When I saw an outfit, I was betting 75 cents.
What was wrong with her outfit?
She just had a vibe to her. I don't know. There was something about the outfit. I don't know. There's certain colors and certain things. I don't know. I just had a funny feeling that them two weren't equally yoked. That's all I'm saying. I got a funny feeling. Love after lockup. You know how that was an unequally yoked.
Oh, you said because she was a bigger girl?
No, I didn't say that. You said I'm just saying.
You just said this love at the lockup, and that's what was going on there.
I feel that he's using her for something because he was just like DJ, throw the music back on. Like what?
I don't know. I wouldn't ask a man to marry me. I don't understand why women do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I don't even want that pressure that women have when. That's why I'm saying you better know 100% sure that that person's gonna say yes. Kathy Black and Miles, typical man, don't want to go to work because his feet hurt. Yes, my left foot hurts. Weak ass man. What you mad at me for? Kathy Black? Was somebody turn you down in an engagement or something? But our strong women lying in a hospital bed and is at work. And as a man, I'm telling her to take her time and to rest. Mike, carry your butt to work. Jay Black, you're on notice too.
She throwing shots at everybody. I ain't did nothing.
What's going on?
Shawnee need to lay her ass, keep in that bed and sleep and rest. With Smokey looks, there's probably very few women who would turn him down. Smokey Robinson.
Jashawn be like Smokey. You think he's attractive? Okay, Jashawn. That was what I heard.
He didn't say that.
He said the way Smokey's attractive, women who wouldn't turn him down.
He said, ain't nobody turning down the tears of a clown.
No, Mike don't want to go to work. But then that proposal stuff is real. Females, I think if you are in love, it ain't a bad thing for a female to propose. But like you said, I think she should just know that person's going to say yes.
You better know.
Oh, you should let the man do it because that's already starting off unbalanced. Let the man do it because
unbalanced. Now we want to be.
No, I let Shawnee slide because she in the hospital. I let her slide because she in the hospital.
That's unbalanced. The man should ask.
Well, just make sure we keep that.
The man gonna be the leader, so you let the man decide. You don't do that. Let the man do that.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can't even argue with you. Let the man decide. That's what I'm talking about. Since the man want to lead, let the man lead. But she in the hospital. She in the hospital today.
Shall they flip flop on you? Tomorrow be you can't. Well, no.
She always says she thinks a man should lead. Well, lately she's been saying a man should lead for like the last.
I've always felt like a man should lead. It's just y'all base it on my situation now. I have to do everything in my house. That's what I have to do.
Man, if you really believe a man should lead, that laptop should have been put down today. Don't play. I'm playing.
He told you don't, but here you go. Doing what you want to do.
I don't listen. I would rather me propose to a woman, but that's because I'm 51 years old. I'd rather be the one doing the proposing. I'm just saying, if you want to propose, do yourself a favor. Don't take a chance and think just because you do it in front of a bunch of people that somebody's going to crack under pressure, even though there's a chance that person really don't want to get married or that person has said something. I mean, you could just look in his facial expression. He had the most awkward laugh or smile in the history of smiles. That dude was like, this B word.
DJ, put the music on.
Put the music on.
Play that music back, DJ.
He almost got into a physical altercation if we watched the whole video with the DJ because he wouldn't put it back on.
You heard when I said put it back on.
James said, hold up, Shawnee. These generation of women want to be in control. They say they can't do it. They can do anything a man can do. So let them ask the guy. Well, go ahead and we're going to turn you down. And people going to get turned down.
I would have probably just said yes, so just because I'm on the spot.
No, I would have been mad that you put me on that spot.
I ain't want you looking crazy. So out of respect for you, I could see somebody just saying, yeah. I mean, obviously I changed my mind afterwards, but
that's what I'm petty. I want you to look crazy now. Since you want to make me look crazy and put me in that spotlight and look, he was just having a good time at a little club. Like it was just a little local bar club. They were just chilling. He was just like, I'm gonna go out. The girl wanted me to go out with her friends. He looked like he was doing her a favor by going out with her friends. Because most men don't want to go out with a woman's friend. I'm gonna tell you right now, most men really don't F with your friends. We really don't want to be around your friends and y'all kikiing and we supposed to have a good time. And you wonder why we drink too much. Because we trying to deal with the kikiing that's going on. Girl, after the kikiing, girl, you're crazy. You gotta hear that shit all night. He didn't even want to be there. Play the video again. Play the damn video again. Look at his face. She gonna propose to him at an empty ass club. Let's dissect this on a Friday. Look at this shit here. Look at what she proposed. And there's some.
What's wrong with her outfit, though?
There's so much.
Yes, yes, you go, girl.
They like cut it. Fake ass Odell Beckham.
Got it, girl.
What do you think?
He's smiling.
He mad. You ever be so mad you smile?
He said, "Get up."
All right, turn it back on.
Turn it back on.
He said yes.
Man, turn the music back on.
Man, I said turn that music back on. Oh God! Look at his outfit. Yeah.
There go the girlfriends that he can't stand. There they go the girlfriends he can't stand.
Yeah, and then he being shady. Being definitely shady.
La mujer que estoy completamente.
What the hell happened here? Is somebody proposing to him
What's
too?
going on? We're getting the whole TikTok feature.
You could tell by his body language that they had talked about he not ready to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna get me up in here and try and force feed me to get married? You got to be. Her outfit reminds me of Punky Brewster. Jane, I ain't saying nothing.
Because of all the colors?
Yeah, she like I always say, she in there trying to match everybody's outfit.
Is that Coach? You know what, Tashami?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Because Coach's Corner is a little hole in the wall in Dallas.
Yeah, you going, man, listen. That's like you could at least take me to Papa Do's. Damn, like you gonna do this to me at the Coach's Corner? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I've been to Coach's Corner. I don't remember much, but I think I was at Coach's Corner. But I don't remember much. He put his hands in his pockets instead of around her. Yes, you peeped it. You peeped it. Don't do this to yourself, people. Do not do this to yourself. Know the answer. Shoot, Lala was on the Breakfast Club talking about most of her friends who are married are miserable now. Did you see Lala on the Breakfast Club?
Yeah, she what did she say? She said that marriage is not the goal for people anymore.
No, it's not the goal. It's not the goal for you.
That's no longer the goal.
It's not the goal for you.
I was talking about, I feel like currently marriage is not a goal for people. I don't hear people who aren't married saying like, I want to get married. You just start hearing it less and less. Like before that was a goal, like before social media and just the way people interact now. I'm not in conversations with people who are talking about like, I can't wait to meet someone and get married. Now people say, yeah, I want to meet somebody, be in a relationship, have this bond, but I don't need the marriage piece to feel like it's successful. And most, I'm not saying all, be careful with my words, most married people that I know are miserable.
Now, this is what I hate when people say that. Because she had to stop. Because they were like, the two guys that are in there who are married aren't miserable. She's like, yeah, but y'all just keep it on the block. I'm like, I'm talking about people, other people like I know. And then Charlamagne being a smart ass was like, yeah, then we gonna have to look down all the weddings you've been in. So are you saying all those people and all them weddings?
She said most. She said most.
But my thing is, when does
Not
the
you,
most?
Stacey.
When thank you, Stacey. Jay Black ain't miserable. Stacey ain't miserable.
But she's saying that's a small sample size. If you look at the majority of the masses, most people are miserable.
But where do you get that number?
Yeah.
How do you get the no? How about you keep it to this? Marriage made you miserable, Lala.
What up?
What happened? It was good. Red Boy Radio Show. It made you miserable. And the fact that you cool with Charlamagne is why he ain't really. I ain't see the rest of the interview, so I just saw that little clip. Don't put your misery on everybody else. Well, most of the people I know are miserable. And then when somebody asks you, well, you've been in a bunch of weddings. Are they miserable? Are you talking about them? Oh, no, I'm not talking about them. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying, so the two people you're doing an interview with ain't miserable. The people you've been in weddings with ain't miserable. But you're still saying most people are miserable. Well, the people in your circle seem not to be. Unless you're going to drop some names on who exactly are the people who you're saying are miserable. It's like when people always say, and I used to get so pissed when I was still working at K104, and they would say, oh, black men or men in general don't take care of their kids. And then I look around the radio station, I'd be like, wait. He takes care of his kids. I take care of my kids. He takes care of his kids. I would name all these people at the station. Well, I ain't talking about them. So who is the circle of people you talking about then?
She did say that.
She did say that she know.
She know. She tried to clean it
No,
up.
how about this? How about that's not your goal anymore? How about you really make it about what it really is? The one thing you can be an expert about is not saying fake things like everybody, most people I know, because you can't prove that. Were you miserable?
But it is, I guess, I did have this debate before with Lady Cross. I said, yeah, female, they always want to marry. She said, that ain't everybody's goal. It is a lot of females that just not into marriage. They're cool with, the Oprah Winfrey's of the world. They don't need to be married to have a dude in a relationship, or they don't want that marriage commitment. There is a lot of females.
But when you put out these fake scientific numbers, it just you miserable. It's not your goal anymore. And I understand. You was in the ringer for a minute.
Is that your goal, Shawnee? Is your goal ultimately you want to be married?
Yeah.
Thanks for being honest. See, Mike?
Yeah, ultimately.
I mean,
so single people watching, Kathy Black, TP, Ashley, if y'all like whoever is y'all goal, if you're not married, is to be married. I'm just curious, all the females.
How about 2 out of the 2 women on our show? Shawnee just said she want to be married, and the other one's engaged. This is what I'm talking about. The numbers. That's the cool thing to say. For some reason, the cool thing to say is I ain't looking to get married. Normally that used to be guys. Ain't nobody trying to get married. Now everybody want to play this game. I ain't looking to get married. Till your ass is at a certain age and you lonely as hell, sitting in the bed with a bag of snacks.
You talking about me?
No, I'm not talking about
you take a shot fired. That's what we doing, Mike.
No, I was actually talking about the girl who took her man to that empty ass bar lounge to get engaged. Me, don't. I'm good. Plus, I don't have any closet space for him. All right, Kathy Black and Mild. Kathy Black and Mild said a comment that
I want to be married.
And if you don't want to be married, that's cool. But I hate when people try and think they say some deep shit when it's really just full of shit. That is just nothing. What else we got? I tried with that one, but I ain't got nothing to expand on with that one. Just
I saw this list. I said, is this accurate? What men want, what women want?
All right, that's a list. Men want loyalty, sex, food, encouragement. Loyalty, sex, food, encouragement. Loyalty, sex, food. What else am I missing? There's something missing there. Loyalty, sex, food, encouragement.
Ain't nothing else missing for me.
All right. And here's the woman's list. Loyalty, money, superhuman sex, love, gifts, passwords, phone access, email account, contracts, attention, compliments, the sun, the moon, the star, your time, receipts, explanations, and the list goes on. Okay, y'all hilarious right now.
I was like, is this true? That was a long list.
Nikki White Chocolate said, I definitely want to get married, but when the time is right.
So she's not rushing it.
Yeah,
as long as your list ain't like that, Nikki, that might be why you ain't married. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't rush it.
You said what?
You can't rush it.
They want if you want passwords, it's a problem. Jay Black wanted passwords. You want phone access, that's a problem.
In the beginning, yeah.
You want email accounts, that's a problem. I don't want your password. I honestly don't. Don Page sounds about right.
As far as what we want versus what they want. Yeah.
I don't agree with the list.
What don't you agree with?
Loyalty, money, superhuman sex, love, gifts. Yeah, I agree with that. Compliments, attention, yes. Time, definitely more time. Well, the song they said they're giving me the sun, the moon, and the stars.
It's funny she said she didn't want much, Mike, and then she started naming how doing that.
We already had like 6.
I mean, that's not a lot. Loyalty, money, superhuman sex, love, gifts, attention.
Can y'all please take superhuman sex off of that? Because after you marry for a while, superhuman sex just turns into some nice sex on Wednesday. This superhuman sex thing on both sides, because guys want that too. After you've been married for like 5 years, 4 years, it's just let's get it in on Thursday before Jeopardy, and let's make it, and let's us both reach our orgasms. Maybe once or twice. Ain't nobody giving superhuman sex on demand. Ain't no woman, ain't no man giving superhuman. Ain't enough time in the day. If you're giving superhuman sex every time you do it, that means you are doing nothing else in life. That means you ain't got no job. That means you ain't taking care of no kids. You ain't got no responsibilities. If you could focus on superhuman sex every single time. Now, maybe on Saturdays. Don't be acting for superhuman sex on a Tuesday. Diane said, been there, done that. Don't want it no more. Marriage.
That is. She don't want to be married no more. She's done. She don't let that one man scar you, Diane. It might be your mate is out there. Don't give up on love.
Don't give up on love. Jay sound like one of the a female's female friend. Don't give up on love. Don't let him take away what you.
There's a Michael Shawn out there somewhere for you.
There's a Michael Shawn. Shit.
No, there's not.
That's a Michael Shawn. That was a shot in so many different ways. There's so many different shots. That was first of all, my resume ain't the resume that people would have as, you can get yourself a Michael Shawn. Yeah, you can get yourself a Michael Shawn at Coach's Corner.
What up, Mark? Good morning.
What up, Mark? There was something else I wanted to talk. It's such a Friday. I'm tired, y'all. I'm really tired. And I know I shouldn't be saying I'm tired in front of Shawnee because you got the right to be tired. I think there's a very slim chance that a woman over 50 will get married. Well, damn.
I know women over 50 that have gotten married. I've been to a few weddings, women over 50.
They probably was already with that person for years. And probably,
I
think he's saying like just meeting somebody in your late 40s.
No, the last wedding I went to,
early 50s and getting married.
He was actually Miss B. I think Miss B is in her 60s, or she might.
She in her 60s when you called her Miss B. You already knew she was in her 60s.
Yeah, and she met her guy,
Clarence. She met her guy, Clarence.
No, she met him on. I think she met him on a dating app or something like that.
She met him at their physical therapy, and he was replacing a hip. That okay? Well, God bless them. They got married. They got married.
Beautiful wedding. Yeah, they had a beautiful wedding. It was a very nice, elegant wedding. It wasn't too big, too small. But yeah, it was nice. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, I think I got a cut off age. I think I got a cut off age of marriage. I think if I don't get married by a certain age, it's just going. If it gets pushed, if I'm not married by I say, what am I now? My birthday coming up in March of 51. I say by 51, I'll be 52. I say by 55. I believe before the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, Mike will be married. If I'm not married by 55, whoever I get married to, if I'm not married by 55, whoever I get married to, and please don't nobody take this the wrong way, don't come at my neck. Y'all want honesty, I'm gonna give y'all honesty. If I ain't married by 55, it ain't nothing but it ain't nothing but an arrangement. If I get married after 55, it's because I'm like, I'm 55. I'm just. I'm not saying it's no, because when you get married after that, shoot, by 55, I'm just like, no, I'm out the game. I'm like, what, you like me? I like you too. You feel like getting married?
You said it's an arrangement.
Isn't it like
it's just so you can file your taxes together as married, right?
No, real talk.
You don't have to file your taxes together, do you?
You don't have to file your taxes together.
But it's an arrangement. It's a business arrangement.
I'm coming to your house, and
I just did that to segue into, I guess. But
okay, it's an arrangement. No, it's a tax arrangement. But before we get into our guest, I'm coming to your house to check that your house is clean. I'm making sure you can cook. I'm making sure that financially you ain't crazy. Because it's after that, I'm damn near. I'm 5 years from 60. Yeah, Mark said Miss B was a Sunday school teacher. That's it. He's stupid. But So that being said, anything before 55, that meant I was like, yeah, I want to. Like,
Yeah, it's at a certain age though. You do just want peace. You just want to be comfortable.
Yeah, just want somebody
you know,
cool.
like at 55, it's like, all right, all that trying to find that right person, 100% right, you ain't gonna do it. So just find someone that you can be happy with, comfortable with, and keep it pushing.
At a certain point, you're gonna get old. You're gonna need something from somebody. I mean, you're gonna need something. James, after 55 is all about sowing your royal oats and living a life of friends and benefits and with benefits relationships. I'm not even doing all that at that age. I'm not even. You think I'm driving to somebody's house late at night?
I like you too.
You like me?
Yeah, that's it. I like you too. Let's get it to and
don't nobody want to be alone. Chances
are everybody. Their kid situation is all they old enough now where you ain't trying to help raise nobody's kids or anything like that. We just having fun probably with grandkids. Every once in a while the grandkids can come over and do that. But because I always told myself if I wasn't married after 55, excuse me, I was gonna be alone. All right, let's introduce the guest and see what he thinks. Let's see if we can put
we haven't had him on in a while. He was our financial rebel, our financial advisor. He breaks down taxes. He tell you the right way to do your taxes. It's tax season. I just got my W-2 2 days ago. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
so it's tax time. We got to figure out this money. How can we claim this? I know there's a lot have changed from last year to this year, and he's going to break it all down. Good morning, Mr. Kamari, our financial rebel. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Kamari's in the building. I didn't hear him. He was talking, then it stopped.
No, I said I thought you were in the hospital, and I said I thought you were out. But good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Nikki White Chocolate said, if you get married after 55, you settling. I was trying not to use that word, Nikki White Chocolate. I was trying not to use that word. But if I get married after 55, you best believe I settled. Don't even bring up my comments and saying, Mike, y'all look like y'all unequally yoked. Probably after 55. I'm probably.
Isn't it always settling though?
Is marriage always settling?
Yeah. Settling? I don't think so.
I mean, if you're settling down, you're saying this is the one for me. Some people look at it as a bad thing, right? But you're saying I'd rather settle for this instead of keep going out chasing that.
I mean, he's got a point there. It is called settling down.
I'm just asking. My internal nerd always goes off when I hear that term.
I don't think it should be settling in your 20s. I think if you do, first of all, I don't think you should get married in your early 20s. But who am I? Some people get married in their early 20s and it works. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna be la right now and be like but in your 20s, you should be with the person that you're like, yeah, I can see myself with this person forever.
That's still settling, right?
No, because you don't think that you think your options, you think this is what you want. Like, what's out there in the streets, but this is what you want.
But it's still way more options out in the streets.
Yeah, but them options, the more I look at them options, boy, I don't even think them things is really options. People put too many limitations on their lives. Queen Board 9, please expand on putting limitation on your lives. All right. I want to get your opinion on everything, but I know this is your season. This is what you got. This is how you spread the knowledge on everything. Taxes are here.
Yes, they are.
For basic people, because I heard this argument and I thought about you because you talked about this over a year ago. They were at my job and people were talking about being taxed for your Cash App and what you make on your Cash App.
Yeah.
And everybody had a number. You only get taxed to this and you don't have to declare this. And I remember you saying, and I forget the exact number. I don't know if it was 600 or 1,000. Maybe I'm wrong on both of them. That there was a number that if you received money on that Cash App, you had to claim. Is there a magic number, and do you get taxed?
So let's give some context, right? Before the IRS would require these third-party networks, Cash App, Square, PayPal, Amazon, to report if somebody had over $20,000 in transactions, and I think it was like 2,000 transactions. So it was two things. They changed that. They lowered it. They went from 20,000 to 600.
That is ridiculous. How they sneak this?
Hold on. So they went from 20,000 to 200. So 200 transactions, $600. They make over $600. But here's the thing, and this is what's in the law, and everybody's still confused about this. If you have a business account, then yeah, your monies will be reported. If you have a personal account and everything is deemed as personal transactions, this doesn't apply to you. Now,
thank God. All right. Thank God.
That's great insight.
Thank you.
Here's the rub.
Where's the
When
round
you
of
have
applause?
people like Jay Black who are always trying to scheme and get over,
Allegedly.
right? They're going to be like, yeah, allegedly, right here, quote. They're going to say, hey, this person actually does business under their personal account, and they didn't take the time and register it as a business account. Because a lot of people don't want to pay the fees. They want to use the system for free, get over and get the convenience of it, but they don't want to pay the fees. So then now the IRS, Congress, Joe Biden is saying, hey, there's people making money and not reporting their income, and they want to see what it is. Business income, that is. Now, if you have a yard sale and you sell all that stuff, that's not reportable on your taxes unless you make it a business. If you brought a pair of J's and you said, you know what, I don't want them anymore, and you want to sell them on StockX or to somebody on Facebook Marketplace, and some of them go for a lot, you're not necessarily getting taxed on that. So again, business transactions are getting taxed, but that's what everybody's concerned about.
So they're looking for a lot of repeat business. That's what they will look for. But they will look for the average, like the little Joe Smo like us, right? They're not looking at our cash apps.
No. But it is going to cause a lot of confusion because people will potentially might get some of these what's called 1099Ks. And that's going to give some confusion. But that's the rule. That is the rule.
You know what what's irritating in life is that when you say stuff because of your voice, I believe you.
Actually said it, the voice.
But if I
still had that clip when you was like, the voice of God is in the building.
But when I say the same, I could be saying the same exact thing. And people will challenge me up and down. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Have you heard yourself talk? Have you heard yourself? He says it. He can literally be, he's the gospel. He's the Quran. Like, he's like, don't worry about it. You're
not in my household though, right? Nobody can be prophet in the household.
Yeah, it's never in your household. That's why I ain't got a household. Go ahead, Jay Black.
Last year, wasn't it tax for kids, right? If I got kids and I'm claiming it, wasn't it a shift from last year? Was it last year you get like full credit or something related that we're not getting this year?
Yeah, they changed some of those credits. I'm boring Mike. He's about to go to sleep. So
no, I've been on the entire time. I on the entire time. I've been tired all morning. Don't even take it personally.
I know, right? I don't.
Why 1099C? Before you answer my question, Diane said, why 1099C?
1099K. It's a 1099K. That's what they always issue those, but that's what they issue if you exceed those limits.
Okay. Yeah. So back to the child credit. What's going on?
So they brought it back to the regular rate. So before they increased it for COVID to give the taxpayers a little bit of relief. Now they're like, all right, all that's over with, wink, and they're going to make it regular again. So
what's regular? Like regular, if I got a kid that's 10 years old, how much credit do I get?
I want to say $2,000 off the top of my head.
And what was it before?
Before it was $3,600 and $3,000. It was $3,600 for children under 4. I want to say, and it was $3,000 for 4 and above. It's either 4 and above or 5 or above.
And isn't there and this is probably obvious, but I'm not keen with all the tax laws. Isn't there a certain point where, like, on your 4th kid, you can't make any more money off the 4th kid? Isn't there a limit on the kid?
Waste. Yeah, give it to somebody else.
He says like a waste.
Not really, but if your kids are over 17, you can't really get any real benefit for them. That gets reduced. So if they're over 17, it goes from $2,000 to $500.
And they still living with you. Ain't that about a bit?
Yeah, but well, here's the thing. If they're in college, right, that's the caveat. If they're in college, you can still get that $2,000 benefit.
What if they went to broadcast? What if they went to broadcasting school?
I think that would qualify as regular college.
Nice.
Or regular school. I believe trade schools would fall into trade schools, and I believe that would work.
Okay, all right.
Go
ahead, Shawnee. What's your question from the hospital bed?
Okay, going back to the Cash App thing. I got an email from Cash App saying that they weren't gonna do they're not gonna start the taxing us on that till next year.
That's correct. So they pushed it back. However, that's still the law, though, right? It's always been the law to report your business income. So
yeah, because I have a business Cash App and then I have my personal. So
right,
I had started doing my taxes, but the thing I don't like about Cash App, they won't give you the other ones. I can just get a report. Cash App, you can't get a report. You gotta sit there and go through every transaction and figure it out.
All right, before we go any further with Shawnee, we don't know how much drugs have been pumped into her by now. So we don't even know if she really has a business. We don't even know if this is true that she has all these Cash Apps. Like she could be hallucinating right now. Because are you hanging in there? Because them drugs is kicking in. I can hear it in your. You sound like me.
I got 2 Cash Apps. I got the Media Room 360 and then mine, Shawn Scott.
Okay. All right. Are the drugs kicking in? You gonna ignore my question? Are the drugs kicking in?
Yeah, definitely. I'm high. Yes, I'm high.
Okay, so we ain't gonna. Okay.
They just left out here. So they're gonna give me some more after I get off of this. That's what she was telling me. So,
okay, all right.
My walk and I'm in a little bit of pain. So.
Are you a little bit? So you got 15 more minutes, and then you got to go. All right. Nikki White Chocolate said I took a loan from my 401 for $1,400. Do I have to report that? I know the answer to that, but go ahead.
What's the answer, Mike?
I'm gonna say.
If you take it for your 401k, I think you got to report it unless you.
Nope.
Well, she had to pay taxes on it.
You paying yourself back.
Mike, you gonna let Jay Black, the ultimate scammer, beat you on this?
No. I'm letting you because I ain't got time to argue with Jay. I argue with Jay Black every day.
No, Jay Black is correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's a loan, so it's not reportable.
Oh, that's good for me because I had to take a gang of money out.
Now let's be clear because people get this confused sometimes. If you take a loan out and you from your 401k and you stop working at that job, you do what's called separate from service, and you don't pay that money back, then it becomes income. It becomes income then, and I see a lot of people get jammed up.
So if you're not at the job anymore, got it. Yeah. I know someone that received a 1099-C. She hooked on a C.
No. There is a 1099-C. 1099-C is for cancellation of debt. So if they got some debt forgiven, credit cards, foreclosure, repossession, something like that, that actually might be legitimate. They should investigate it.
If you sold your house or townhouse or whatever, and it didn't happen. It happened in 2023. I'm good. But let's just say I'd done the transaction in, I don't know, December or in 2022. Do you get charged on the amount that the place was worth and sold for, or the amount that you made off of it? Like, let's just say you made $20,000 off the sale. Do you claim that, or do you have to claim the entire purchase? Does that go? I may sound like a silly question, but they told me there was
not a silly question. It's actually a really good question. But I'm going to tell you the best answer any good financial, accounting, or legal professional will give you. It depends. It depends, right?
That's what I say when somebody asks me if I'm a committed relationship. No, I'm playing. I just.
All right, well, hang on.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Hospital bed. She remembered the top of the hour in a hospital bed under heavy narcotics, and Jay Black did not. That shows who the better producer is. Anyway, it is 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes after 8 on the East Coast. It's 3 minutes after 7 Central Standard Time, and it's super early somewhere in the West Coast. I think it's 3 hours earlier. Go ahead, Jay Black. I know you got a question. Let me tell you why Jay Black has so many questions, y'all. Let me tell you why Jay Black has some.
It's tax season.
It hurts his heart if he has to pay anything. Like, the man is obsessed with it could be $7.32. If he can figure a way out to pay $7.30, he will call people and get their advice on how to save that money. I promise you, this
because
is
there are tax laws that people need to take advantage of. Trump showed me in the world that
Exactly.
How to use the
cheat.
system to
How to
your
lie.
advantage, and we want to be able to take advantage. If they could take advantage, why can't we be educated to take advantage of those?
Because
same
you
tax
don't
laws?
have the team of lawyers who can fight for years to actually get you off. That's why you got
Trump
just
got-
you and Lady Q. That's it. That's your team of lawyers.
But Kamari knows that there are advantages.
Oh, and
that
Kamari, and you
black
got
folk
Kamari, and
that we're
Kamari
not
ain't gonna help
aware
you.
of. And I'm trying to take this segment serious because this is tax season, and people need to be
Cheap J
aware
Black.
of the. Get out of here, Don. But no, there are laws
J
that we need to be
Black.
aware of. That people, Kamari, ain't that true? It's stuff that people that just don't know that they can do. But I do have another question when I get done with that. But ain't that true?
That is true. But real quick, I want to say this. Shout out to Lady Q. I got a dope ass hoodie. I haven't worn it yet, but it's so fly. I meant to wear it today. It was the JJ Evans one that she did. I had to have that one.
I think it was the Martin. I think you got the Martin. Did you get the Martin?
Yeah,
one?
no, it was the Martin one.
The
It was
Martin
the Martin one.
silence, punk.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, that thing.
And if you don't know this, J Black made her charge you an extra 7 cents, but you didn't know about the 7
I
cents.
didn't know about it, but I'm all
It
doing
was shipping. What are you talking?
Shout out. You didn't get my shirt?
It was shipping fees.
You know what? I did get your shirt. I haven't worn your shirt yet, Shawnee, but I do have it. And I
No,
got your
nobody
bag.
wear my
I got your
shirt.
bag right there.
Nobody wears my shirts.
We do. We don't wear it as a team.
I wear your shirts. I wear your shirt.
King Jersey and nobody wears the shirt.
So we have to figure out a day when we're going to coordinate and wear them all together, Shawnee.
Them drugs kicking in.
down
She
for the
about to
team.
tell y'all about yourselves. The drugs kicking in, right? There's about to be a whole lot of F you this and F you that. Nikki White Chocolate. Okay, so I know this is a stupid question. Nothing's a stupid
Wait a
question.
minute,
Nikki
wait a
White-
minute. Hold on. Mike, you asked the question. We ain't finished that. That's a good one.
Are we gonna come back?
Oh, go ahead. The house.
You sold the townhouse,
Yes,
right?
I
You
sold the
asked,
townhouse.
well, you have to pay taxes on it, and I said it depends.
It depends.
So usually, I'm assuming this is your personal residence. You live there.
He started his comment.
I'm
He got
James.
told
James,
off.
I'm gonna just slow
He
down.
got told off.
Yeah, just slow down with the drinking the bad water stuff. Just slow down. All right, but I so ask the question again.
Did you live there? Was this your house? Did you live there? Was it
Yes,
rental
this
property?
was my house. This was my house.
So when it's a rental property, there is a homeowner's exclusion. So it's $250,000 a profit that you don't have to report if you're single, and $500,000 if you are married filing jointly.
Well, technically, I was single. Yeah, technically, under the law.
Well, single is not married, so engaged wouldn't count anyway.
No.
That's what I meant. Single is not married. What else would single be?
No, because some people believe the common law. You've been together, you owe this person. You gotta. It's like a joint thing.
That's a good answer. That's what I'm talking about.
Common law only really works on the state level, not really for the IRS. So either you're single, you're at a household with children, you're married filing joint, or you're married filing separately.
Oh, I do have another question.
So hopefully you, if you had less than $250,000 in profit on that sale, Mike, you should be good. If not, I need to borrow $1 or $2.
Oh no, I did. Yeah, it was less. Thank God it was less. Yeah, because I probably wouldn't have this real job right now if it was. But this online betting thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody with DraftKings and you see all the celebrities doing commercials. Kev got a commercial. JB got a commercial. Jamie Foxx. They're tracking your winnings now. This is not that. This is the one of the bad things of not doing it the way the old school cats used to do it, which is they had their own person that they met at the diner, and they gave their little paper, and then
they had a bookie.
They had a bookie. But now, if you're winning a certain amount of money on these apps, is that automatically getting tracked, or is it up to the app to send it out to well, I guess they would have to, right? They got to pay taxes.
They should be tracking it. More than likely, they're tracking it. And you always had to pay tax on gambling winnings over I want to say $600. So the casinos, the lottery, they all report it.
They all to.
But that's why Sal was the man, because Sal didn't report it. Sal just gave you the money. You just had to make sure you paid Sal his money, and don't tell him you got to pay it a day or two because they don't take that too kindly. Where can I purchase a Media Room 360 shirt? Media Room 360. Oh, 4X. Shawnee Scott, answer the question.
ShawneeScott.com.
ShawneeScott.com. Some drugs is kicking in, boy. She looks like me with some absolute in me, boy. Go ahead. What's your question, Jay Black? And if anybody has a question.
I look bad.
No. You just dazing. You dozing. You look fine. You look good. You look
All
fine,
right.
girl.
So when we started this business a year or so ago, 2 years, we opened up business accounts. So I got a call actually this week from Bank of America saying for the business account, the guy was suggesting refinancing my auto vehicle and putting it in my business name, which take the cost off of my personal. And I wasn't sure. I mean, obviously, for them to be reaching out to me, it's a ploy for them for an advantage. But then I started thinking, could I put a vehicle in the business name? So that wouldn't I just be? He said I would be the grantor. Ain't it like a co-signer that still to come up under my name if I apply for a credit card? Wouldn't it still show that I owe all this money for the car, or would it truly be in your business name?
So you can buy a vehicle under your business name, right? Here's the thing, though. Let me back up. For tax purposes, it doesn't matter if it's under your business name or if it's under your personal name. You can still write it off. So let's start there. The reason why people suggest putting your automobile under your business name is to change your credit profile in terms of your debt utilization. So it will no longer show under your personal social security number. It should show up under your EIN number. Now, sometimes that will change depending upon, a lot of times you do have to do a personal guarantee for a lot of business credit. So, it would just depend. It would just depend.
I like that. So if you got a car that's $40,000, that will come off of your personal. So your debt utilization go up. So your credit score, your personal score is going to increase but at the same time, you're not showing that you're balancing that. So you want to keep some stuff to show that you can manage money. So it's a fine line of balance. I'm assuming that's what you're thinking.
And this vehicle should be used 100% for business use. So you can't use it to go to the market. You can't use it to take Lady Q on a date.
But that wouldn't make sense because the car ain't just for like you would.
Here we go.
No,
here we go.
How are you gonna have a car parked and say, oh, so I gotta have a business conversation? I can have a business conversation on my way to that supermarket. We could talk business.
With your kids, you gonna have a business conversation?
Yeah, I'm interviewing them to hire them because you can hire your kids. You can have any kind of.
Let her use your car when she's not using the car. How about you just let her use your car? J Black is more hot.
Yeah, did we ever answer Nikki's question? We got people that got questions.
So that was a legit question with that car because I'm looking into that. I think because if you have two vehicles, why can't one of them be in your business name?
Because you're not going to use that 100% vehicle 100% of the time.
So why would he suggest that then? I guess that's their goal.
They were called commission, sir.
Now I actually did that when I lost it. Well, we're gonna go to Nikki's question right now. I actually did that with my car. When we left the job in New York and then we did the morning show in Philly. But the morning show in Philly made me become an independent contractor and all that other stuff and get an LLC in order to get paid. They weren't just going to pay me. So I did do that with my car and I did refinance it. But once again, every day I was driving to Philly and every day I was doing clubs in Philly and shows in Philly. So it worked out for me. So I'm not saying there's a way to get around it, but
how would you know that you're not using your car 100%? Like, were they checking the mileage? Like, how did you know?
So here's the thing, right? And we're going to come to you, Nikki, real quick. Yeah. Here's the thing. If you ever get audited and they go and look and they want to pull your records and they want you to have meticulous records, then they'll say, oh, this wasn't real. We are going to disallow this expense. Now, again, there's a low probability of audit. Like, I don't like to sell fear. I like to give truth. You get audited randomly. We don't know who's going to get an audit because an audit can happen because you did some janky stuff, J Black style, get tax return, or you just randomly get pulled, right? And there's other types of audits, but that's the basic way that they happen.
And if you get audited, I want you to quote yourself on saying, I learned this from Donald Trump.
Yeah, how about that?
I want you to tell the auditors or the team of auditors when you're on that conference call. What are y'all talking about?
I did it because Donnie told me to do it.
Donnie told me to do it. Nikki White Chocolate. It's not a stupid question that I should know the answer to. You don't, because every time I've done this, I've always thought to myself, I wish there was somebody I can call. What number do I put on my W-4 so they take out the most money?
0. Put down 0. Put down 0 and single. If you put down 0 and single, they would take the most amount of money. Also, you can also direct your HR through your W-4 to take out more money as well. So if you want to do an additional $25, $50, $100, you can do that as well. I don't always recommend that because I don't believe in giving the IRS too much money. Rather, you have your own money and under your control in your bank account, but sometimes it does dictate that. Sometimes the
Don't you
situation.
get that money back?
It depends. It's not always
Like
like
I used to do extra money, and then that would help my return be higher. Like I just looked at it like a savings account.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people look at the tax refund as a savings, but here's the deal: you don't get any interest on that savings. So the government keeps your money all year long. They don't pay you no interest.
You know what I like?
Why let the government control your money when you can control your money? Now everybody's different. A lot of people don't have the discipline to do that, but everybody has to do what's best for them.
What I like about the financial rebel, this is what I like about him. He does something that a lot of people don't do. He gives you the scenario when you can get caught. And we live in a society that will always tell you the plan, and the plan would always stand on how we not going to get caught. It will always be every way possible how everything is going to be all good. And he says to you, now listen, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying an audit is in your future. I'm just saying, if it comes and you're doing this, have your P's and Q's and have your receipts and have everything to be able to prove what you're saying that you did. And I appreciate that because a lot of people will just tell you the good side. I can get you $12,000.
But you know that's why they call me a hater, right, Mike?
Why?
Because I tell them the bad side.
Yeah, but that's the bad part in human beings in general. I was gonna say in our culture because that's what we're speaking of, but human beings in general. You want to tell me how you can get me $12,000? Do this and you get $15,000. Do that, you can add this up. But the average person who is giving you this scenario isn't telling you, but
there's a chance.
There's a chance that if they come to you.
It's rare, but it could happen.
I mean,
you could be Chris Brown. Yeah,
you could be Wesley Snipes. You could be Wesley Snipes. You could be Fat Joe. You could be Lauryn Hill.
The people that get you all the money back for the tax when you file your taxes, they say I can get you this back. That's what you're talking about.
Them and a lot of the other scammers. I mean, look at Bernie Madoff. He only talked about the good side. He never told them about the bad. I mean, so like Mike said, it's definitely in our culture, black, brown culture, but everybody does it to a certain extent.
All right. Nikki brought up about having a second job and now in a different tax bracket. What is that sweet number what is the number where that tax it increased? Like, is it, they say the average household, average person makes 75,000. So say, is it 100,000 you make over that? Then that's when it's a different tax bracket and things change, or is it under? Like, what is that number where the tax bracket like literally shifts?
It depends. But for Nikki, it sounds like Nikki might be overemployed when you have two remote jobs working at the same time. I actually do a tax and financial workshop to a group of overemployed people every month. And it's a bunch of tax folks. But some of these folks got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 9 jobs is the most I've seen. And so they're always
9 jobs.
Jamaica. No.
They're doing remote. They're doing it remotely. Like with the remote game, you can do it.
Yeah, that's what Mike just said. That's a fact. So they work remote. A lot of times they understand their job through and through. They don't have to be. They understand what needs to be done, and they have room to do another job at the same time or 3 jobs. So a lot of them do it. Shawnee, I'll send you an interview with the guy who's a founder of this community. I think you would find it interesting. But for them, that's always a question, right? How much money should I withhold? How much money do I need to, how do I file my W-4s? When you are, like you said, jumping tax brackets, it can be difficult. So one of the things you want to do is make sure you're doing projections and estimations before tax time is due.
But say if they making 90,000, that's a good number. And then if they shift and make 125, like how would that shit? Like, is that a huge difference? Like, where is usually like a cutoff? Like,
well, there's several cutoffs. That's why It's hard to actually say. So you go from 0 to 10 to 12% to 20%. Let me find the tax bracket.
I'm just curious because I'm thinking that between that 80 to 125 range is where I was just trying to get an idea. Like if for those people that may shift over.
So you're in the 22% tax bracket if you're single, right? Because it also depends on your filing status. So if you're single, from $41,776 to $89,075. And then you go to the 24, that is only 2%, 24% tax bracket from 89,000 to 170. So
okay.
You can go, and again, it depends on if you're single, if you're married filing jointly.
So married in that one, in that category.
But married what? Married filing separately or married filing jointly? There's a tax bracket for each one.
Married filing jointly between 80 to 170.
Married filing separately from 80 to
married to filing jointly. You're married and you're filing together. And you're between 80 to 170.
I think you got some of them shiny drugs.
It turns into a J Black consultation every time.
No.
Right,
This is a lot of people.
That's how I get it for free.
This is people. It's people that are married that's making between 80 to 170.
That's true.
Naka, you just had the most specific numbers in the history of the world.
What?
And you talking about that this is for the people. You had some specific numbers on
where
the money jumped to. So you want us
Nikki's
to believe.
Nikki,
Nikki say she was making that.
No, I was Nikki with the second job. It's different tax. And I know people, they shift. And it's like 79,000 to whatever they start to shift when you.
Look, Nikki ain't mentioned no numbers. I just don't want to owe them. Having my second job puts me in a new tax bracket. But she said the second job is commission based on Macy's. Does that change anything?
Yeah, especially if you out there cooking them in a department. So people don't realize some of these retail jobs as commission can make some money. You can make some money. So
it's tips. You don't report the tips.
Yeah, I know people that used to work at Macy's made over $100,000 a year. So
nice.
Especially if you're selling high ticket items, it just depends. But to answer your question, Jay, between 80 and 170, it's a 22% tax bracket.
Okay. There was a debate that was going on, not between us, but I was talking to a group of people. So the Powerball comes around and everybody dreams about making $1 billion and everything like that. And everybody plays, even if you don't believe you're going to win, everybody plays because you never want to be the just in case person.
Mental crack.
Yes. Now, we all know that they take taxes. Let's say you win $1 billion. They take taxes off of that. All right. That first step, is that correct?
Will they take taxes? Yes.
Okay. They take taxes. My assumption, which could be wrong for assuming, was that now you're going to be obviously in a different tax bracket for the rest of your life.
Yes.
So you're going to be paying, when you talk about the money that you're going to have, you also have to calculate how much money your taxes are going to be every year now, because you now are going to be worth $700 million. So if you don't if you don't have a firm to handle your taxes, and you just think you're going to do your taxes and you're going to have an easy pass right off, you're going to have to spend a lot of money on taxes. Was I wrong for thinking that?
You're wrong.
No, he's not wrong. I mean, the firm, or if a person wants to really undertake learning tax law and finance, because it's not just tax law, it's also different financial things. You definitely should become more astute. But that's also the reason why most people that win the Powerball usually go broke within 5 years.
And Jay proved my point when he just said that his tax bracket went up simply because of making whatever, a promotion or whatever. So if you're worried about a tax bracket going up by 2 if you're worried about a tax bracket going up 2 or 3%, imagine what you'd have to worry about if your tax bracket went up to whatever 700 million makes, because you got to pay those taxes every year.
But you don't have to pay it every year. It's that year, because if next year I don't have that, I'm reporting less. I don't have that. You're saying
how are you going to hide $700 million?
No, if you go broke, you don't have it. You don't have it.
Madoff did it.
And if you broke, you broke.
But
so, okay, come on. So
yes, ma'am.
I win the $1 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take the taxes, so I take home 700 million, right? For 2020, let's say I took it home for 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So for 2023, when I filed my taxes, and I got to file my taxes with that 700 million, right? As income.
Yeah. Yes.
But in 2023, if I don't make any more money, do I file the 700 million again?
No, you only pay for once, but it also depends on how you take the winnings, right? So with Powerball and these mega lottery winnings, you can take the payout, the instant payout where you get the lump sum of money right away, or you can do the annuity where they stretch the payments out, I believe, over 20 years.
But Jay don't think you have your taxes are going to be higher because you're in a different tax bracket.
You're not, Mike. You paid the taxes. The money's in your account. They're not gonna go in your bank account and say you still got this balance. You got
it's one and done. Y'all talking over each other. Y'all debating two different things.
I understand it's one and done. What I'm saying, if you're in a different tax bracket, you pay more taxes.
It's not always one and done, for the record.
It's not always one and done.
I'm talking about with the lump sum. When you take that lump sum, you pay your taxes, it's over. That money is yours. That 700 million now on your balance is yours.
Yes.
That following year, they ain't got nothing to do with what's already paid for.
But your money you're still worth more money.
You keep talking about worth more. What's in your account is in your account.
You're saying the person went broke.
Let's break this down. So they paid the taxes in the first year. The highest tax bracket federally is 37%. Then they had to pay whatever they owe to the state. And if you live in the wonderful city of Philadelphia, you also had to pay them their cut as well, right? But if you got 700 million and you didn't spend it all, more than likely you're going to have money in the bank. You might have bought some stocks, so you might have some dividends. So you have interest income you have to report. You have to report dividend income and whatever else you might have done with those money. So it's not necessarily over, but y'all both are right in this, but again, it's nuance. It's nuance.
I was just saying, the more money I made at my job, for me, I paid more taxes. So after 700 million, let's say I blow through 200 million, I'm still going to have to pay taxes being in a $500 million tax bracket.
No.
So what do I pay taxes on then?
The first, if you're taking a lump sum, that's a scenario. Scenario is you hit the $1 billion jackpot, Powerball, Mega Millions, whatever. Excuse me. If you decide to get the lump sum, you pay taxes on that one time, on that distribution.
I get that, but now if I have 500 million,
if you have 500 million left, you're not paying income tax on that necessarily.
So what do I? So how do they just say I don't have to pay taxes anymore?
You pay taxes on other forms of income, like interest income, like dividend. Let's say
whatever you're doing the money with it, whatever you're using the money for, you got to pay. Like if you're investing in stocks and all that, you're tracking that from the money that you invested there. So that's your investment for that current year. But if you don't do nothing else with that money, that's yours. You ain't doing it. That's it.
So you get that payout one time. You don't do any other thing. You don't lift a finger. You don't even wipe your ass anymore, right? No money, no work, no nothing. No more taxes.
Ever.
You just spending the money.
So now, how do people go broke then?
Because they just keep
spending the money. They not invested in nothing to flip it.
There ain't no way you can get me to spend 700 million. You can't get me to
yes, there is. Yes, there is. I mean, listen, here's the thing. People don't realize that lump sums of money, we see it all the time. Somebody dies, somebody gets the lottery or whatever. They usually blow the money. Why? Because it's outside their normal range of living. And they didn't do any psychological, emotional training or support to help them to be able to cope with that. Because honestly, y'all gonna laugh at this. Mike, you have fun with this. That is almost like a form of trauma.
No, it is.
When you get that level, Jay's looking at me. When you get that level of money, think about it. Jay, where are we from? If we show with that level amount of money, enough people know us to say, oh, we gonna kidnap him, his mama, his baby mama, and all of them, potentially. That's an added level of stress that you got to think about.
It's trauma. I guess what you gonna do with it?
Yeah. So
how do we get back to her being a strong black woman? I'm just trying to get her to rest. But that trauma thing, I think, is 100% right. Because this might sound crazy, but the more money I've made in my life, the more anxiety I feel.
More money, more problems.
More responsibility. You got more things to do.
And that's why I always said, you give me $1 billion, I'm gonna take a long nap. Don't call me. I'm not calling nobody. But Diane said Shawnee the strong. I never said Shawnee wasn't a strong black woman. Put her comment back up there. Y'all really coming for me today. I'm not in the mood with y'all. Mike, you say stop with the strong. No, I'm trying to get Shawnee to rest. Shawnee is proving that statement right now. I'm trying to look out for Shawnee and get her to rest.
Yeah, might be trying to get me to sit down.
Shawnee,
it is crazy to be in your hospital bed.
When I called Shawnee,
I mean, we're gonna be honest. Let's be honest. It's a little
when I called Shawnee,
but I appreciate the commitment.
When I called Shawnee yesterday, you know what she told me? When I FaceTimed her, she was on the phone. She was on a Zoom meeting with a client. I was like, girl,
don't stop.
We doing a client, and I was just worried about her. I know she's a strong black woman. I get on that. She's a strong woman. I'm just, but when a dude trying to look out for y'all, you see how it happened. You attack the dude for trying to be caring and trying to make sure that she's 100%, and that maybe she shouldn't be talking to a client because she got meds in her system. How about that? Boom, bap, hold it.
You're not 100% you. Yeah, it could do more harm. Yeah.
Shawnee said Shawnee be doing too much. All right. I'm not attacking Shawnee now. All right. Go ahead, Jay. Shawnee, you got a question?
No, I don't have a question.
Well, it's tax season, people. If you got any questions, this is the time to get it out. Whatever child care, tax questions you got, claiming your house, you get started your business, you didn't make money, you did make money. How's your bookkeeping, all that good stuff. Can you pay your kids? Obviously, we talked about that before. You can pay your kids. Got to track things, whatever y'all got.
Hey, I have a question. How do you feel about those football players and athletes who got paid in Bitcoin?
Y'all about to get me in trouble. So I was hailed a Bitcoin hater a couple years ago. When Bitcoin touched about 2017, I told folks it was a bubble. I think it's a terrible idea to get paid in Bitcoin, especially for my athletes. Why? Because of what we just saw. They did it when it was around 60,000. Who was the famous athlete? Was it
I think Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham, right, from the Giants. Right. He did it. I think it was around somewhere between 50 to 60,000. And now we're looking at 20 some odd thousand. So he just took a major haircut in his proceeds of whatever he had. There's nothing wrong with Bitcoin, right? But I wouldn't take it as your salary. I wouldn't do that.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody got some questions? And if you got it, if you want to put your comment on there and put your question on there, let it happen. Chris Brown reported he owes IRS $4 million in unpaid taxes. I can see that happening.
Yeah, they threaten to take his stuff. Easy. Yeah, they want to take his stuff.
Of course,
I can see that happening.
I mean, that's always the case, right? But Mike brought up Fat Joe, Wesley Snipes, Lauryn Hill earlier. There's a lot of people who get in trouble with taxes, especially entertainers, because a lot of times they're on the road, they're getting paid cash. They're not reporting it. IRS figures out what's going on, and they say, "Yo, you ain't paying enough money. Run us our money. Cut me a check immediately, ASAP."
A lot of waitresses get tips, barbers get tips, and they don't report them, or they don't report them all. That's common, though.
You supposed to report your tips?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. But let's keep it to Chris Brown, right? So I looked it up. According to some source, I don't even know what this is. The IRS filed a tax lien for $2.2 million on Chris last month. And it says additionally, the government reported an additional $1 million, almost $1.1 million on that for penalties. Also, the state of California wants their cut to the tune of about $740,000. So that all adds up to $4 million. But again, it happens.
Ain't got that,
Stacey. I got a question. So if I drive Lyft or Uber, I gotta report my tips.
Technically, per the law, yes. Especially when they pay you through the app, it gets all lumped in anyway. Now they give you cash. Technically, yes, you're supposed to report it. Do most people report it? No.
They're not looking at us little folks when it comes to that, though. But they could. I get Kamari's thing. They could.
Well, here's a funny thing, right? I don't know if y'all paid attention, but they always talk about who gets audited the most. Poor people do. Poor people and The South, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, those who get EIC, earned income credit, for following their children, because a lot of times they are doing what's called fraud. They're buying children, swapping children, leasing children, and the IRS goes after them. And it's not even really a matter of the IRS going after them. They're just a low-hanging fruit, and they never challenge it, so they get caught up.
All right, what was last Trendsetter's comment?
I think he was
generally you must include in gross income everything you receive in payment for personal services, in addition to wages, salaries, commission, fees, and tips. All right, Trendsetter. You know what's funny? Stacey Mitchell said, I think it was Stacey that said he ain't got that. And I think the illusion is that Chris Brown has $4 million on deck at any moment to grab and pay off a tax. That's not how it is, y'all.
I think he would, though. He would. I know your point, Mike. Most of these celebrities don't got that kind of cash on deck. $4 million, though, I think he's generating that.
I don't know. Like, I don't know anymore, because it's not just like a record. I don't know how he handles his streams. I don't know what his streams deal are. I don't know what the type of money he's making on tour. I don't know what money he's paying out on tour for everything from dancers, because all the effects and everything come out as budget. Everything that's on that tour that you saw, every explosion, every sound effect, everything that you saw that was so amazing comes out that man's budget for that tour. And like, what?
As of January this month, he's worth $50 million. So if he's worth that, he gotta have something. I would think he have in his net. I don't know, but he's
net worth and cash holdings is two different things, right?
Yeah, but I figure it's close enough. 50.
Oh, Jacqueline has a question. All right, she said, I sold my business. I currently have the money in the bank. Is there any way I don't have to pay all the tax on it?
That's a tricky situation, Jacqueline, because it depends on what your basis was for the overall business. You have a business and you sold it, so it sounds like you probably have a tax accountant and a tax lawyer, or at least a lawyer that can help you through that. I definitely would talk with them. But in theory, yes. So if you sold your business, let's say for $100,000, you only put $50,000 into it. Overall, you would have a tax bill on that $50,000 balance.
When this is gonna sound, I know this is gonna sound out. When you vote for the presidency, right? When you vote for a president, do you vote based on what they gonna do for the country financially? Like, do you look because a lot of people, when they have these debates, when they start debating taxes and what they're gonna do with taxes, people are lost. People just get to the glamour stuff. How do you go about voting for a president or somebody in an elected official?
You asking me or the audience, Mike?
I'm asking you.
So I'm probably not the best person to ask for this, because I believe putting people over profits all day, every day. Okay. And there's a lot of people who don't believe that. And there's a lot of people who are delusional, right? So they like Republicans because they think they're going to get rich, even though they do the same thing every day. And they don't want to pay as much taxes when they get rich, aka rich, right, even though they're going to ignore all the other stuff that said Republican or Democrat does. So I look at what they're going to do for the overall people, especially Black people, and we know that's few and far in between. So I have a different kind of view when it comes to that, Mike. We'll be here all day long. Okay,
so, and I know you have strong points of views on this and on the culture and on people, and I compliment you for that. This has nothing to do with taxes.
Okay.
Nothing. You see the Memphis officers right now who are about
I hope they go to hell and burn.
We're about to see the video. The video is going to be released. I've never heard this in history. What'd you say?
What's the Memphis officers?
The Memphis officers who kidnapped and killed, I forget the gentleman's name.
Tyree.
And they're going to release, the tape has been set to be released today. They were talking about this tonight on CNN. It's going to be released. They had a release date like it was a Will Smith movie.
I think they scared it. They wanted the weekend to try to dilute it, in my opinion.
Okay, what happened?
Well, they beat
up 4 or 5 Black cops beat up a Black man and killed him, beat him atrociously like he was a dog.
And held him hostage. And well, they're getting charged with kidnapping, second-degree murder. What are your thoughts on that? And how should the community now? This is a weird thing for me because how now do we? Because now these are black people doing it to black people.
That's why they know.
But it's always been black people doing it to black
Oh
people.
yeah, I know that.
And not to be confused with black on black crime, because black on black crime is a bunch of, I don't want to curse on your show, but it's nonsense. It's a dog whistle that the Republicans use to try to paint black people as being overly aggressive and violent. But
so do you when they go to court and the trial happens, are we looking at this the same way we looked at George Floyd, where we want justice? And if they don't get justice, are there protests? Are there things that go on?
Well, let's go back. We've seen this. There's a precedent. What happened after Rodney King when they aired that tape? LA went crazy. LA had riots. This could be very similar.
I just never
are upset.
And they said it's similar to Rodney King. They said it's like a MMA. They said it's like an MMA fight, whereas though the cops, that's how they was beating the guy like MMA and like Rodney King. They said that's how bad this footage is.
Why did they beat him up?
It was a traffic stop. We still don't know what the traffic stop was for, but these are the cops. But the thing is, Mike, they immediately fired them. They immediately condemned it. They immediately swiftly took all the actions and charged them with the murder and the kidnapping and all of the kidnapping. It's crazy to say that. They charged them, so they're gonna say justice has already started. So they didn't.
Well, they were found guilty, right?
No. They just got indicted. So they haven't. Now they're going to start the trial, court and all that good stuff. They just got indicted yesterday.
I just want to know
did swiftly take action.
If the justice system doesn't provide what we want them to provide, are we going to act the same way as if these cops were white? I'm just asking. I'm not saying it should or shouldn't. I'm just saying, is it going to be the same frustration as it would be if all these guys would have been white? I'm just asking the room.
That's rough. So I'm going to say no, because there is a race thing at play there, but people are mad, and they're mad about police overstepping and police abuse. I mean, I just looked it up now. It says the Memphis police chief says video of Tyree Nichols' traffic stop left her horrified, disgusted. So if the police chief is throwing them under the bus, they're basically saying, do with them what you will. We're giving them everything, because I'm guessing they don't want that smoke to come back on them.
And that's why their lawyers are upset, because they got the police chief and all these people, basically condemning them in the public eye before they go to court. They saying that their clients don't have a fair chance if all these people saying how horrible it is before they're found guilty. They keep saying you're innocent until you're found guilty. So their defense team is upset. But everyone that saw this footage is outraged, like they've never seen somebody get beat this badly by police officers, or just in general, let alone police officers.
All right, well, Jay, what's your outrage going to be? Is it going to be on the same level of these all white cops?
I don't think it is. I'm gonna say no, because they took action. Like usually the white cops, they don't take action. They put them on administrative leave, or they say, well, we don't know yet. We want to wait till information come out. With this, they completely dove head first and immediately took action. So that's going to be the difference. And they're black.
We just did a story where all the white cops and black cops got fired for running the train on the shit.
I still don't understand that one, but never mind.
They got fired. Action was taken in that situation. And that was consensual. So you're saying because the court, but I'm telling you
what the people, the masses, it's not going to be that outrage.
I'm asking your opinion. If they get off,
they're not getting off. They're black.
Oh, well, but for hypothetical reasons, are you going to have the same anger towards them as you would white cops?
Sadly, the world will not.
No, I'm asking you. Stop with the world. I'm asking you.
To be honest, I didn't protest with any. I wasn't on the front line, so it's hard for me to put myself in that situation with any case.
You're avoiding the question. You sat up here and been mad on this show. The question is, are you going to have the same energy, to put it like that? Are you going to have the same energy on this show? Are you going to exactly? And you're a terrorist like I am.
That's the song that's playing in my head right now.
That was the first song. That's crazy that you said it's the first song I thought of. But I want to know, Jay Black, are you going to have the same venom that you had with George Floyd? And if I run down everybody else, what white cops did, are you going to have the same venom for these cops if they get off?
I think the injustice is going to be there. That would be a big problem. Yes, it would be a problem if the cops got off. But like Kamari said, they got off of Rodney King. They get off. They get off. But
stop bringing.
It's a difference between the black aspect and then there's the blue line.
But
so
it's
the
not,
cops is two different things with this.
But what I'm saying is that's my question. It's not they anymore. It's not they anymore. It's us.
So Jay, do you feel more of a way about this since it was black cops versus white cops?
I think it does feel different.
No, do you personally?
When you see one of your people, it is a difference. You're more disappointed than outraged, if you're being honest. A lot of times when you see is someone that looks like you go through a disappointment phase, like, no, that ain't us. If someone else is more outraged. That's just how we look at things, if we being 100% honest.
I'd be more mad if it was us doing it to us. But go ahead, Tony. Forget disappointed. Forget disappointed.
Well,
I'm going to be pissed. I'm gonna have the same outrage. I'm gonna have more outrage. But go ahead, Shawnee. What were you trying to say?
So you're saying, will we be upset if the black cops get off? Will we have the same passion and being upset like if it was white cops?
Yeah.
That beat him up and did it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because why did they do it? I mean, why would you beat somebody like that?
I just, somebody asked the question and I hate to bring up TikTok. Somebody asked the question. I saw the video last night. The young lady who went to Mexico she was left dead.
Yeah.
By her African-American friends.
Mm-hmm.
If that would have been white people who had done that to her, in their opinion, this would have been a bigger story. But because it was black people doing it to black people, all of a sudden we just say, well, it's fucked up, but it is what it is.
I can see that. But also,
that happened here. The little white kids went on a boat with the little black boy, and the black boy ended up dead. They pushed him over the boat. But they're saying, but they said he fell over or something, but it eventually came out that no, they killed the boy and did it. And then, that story kind of went away too. But me personally, I don't care what color you are. Why would you do another human being like that? It's something wrong. I don't care what color you are.
The Freddie Gray case is very similar to this too. They weren't all black, but a bunch of them were black, and you always have to ask yourself, why didn't they step in and intercede on behalf of this person?
Yeah.
Well,
hey, Rodney. Oh, Rodney has a big announcement to make too. Rodney's
nice.
On his show after this, right?
I think.
Instead of coming on,
I think Rodney's here now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Rodney Perry. Good morning. Good morning.
Hand claps. Wait a minute. Where they at? There we go.
Oh, now y'all want to do hand?
I did hand claps for Kamari.
No, I'm talking about Jay Black must not have time. Uncle Rodney, what's going on? I gotta see his ass later on today on the sports podcast.
Maybe. I think I'm gonna be off today.
What is the big announcement? Because I have no clue what the big announcement is.
You gonna say?
Word up. So I'm moving the show from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. start time.
Okay.
So who gonna do 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.?
If you want it, you can have it.
The financial rebel, the financial hour from 9 to 10. There we go.
I gotta be somewhere at 9:30.
Me too. That's what I got.
Oh God. So Rodney, are you more upset that they black with these cops going on in Memphis, Rodney? Is it a problem Memphis
is a black city though. It's a black city. So if you deal with people that's doing things outside of law, corruption, or beating somebody up, they probably gonna be black.
So my question was, Rodney, will try to ask this correctly. Will black people have the same venom if these cops get off? Well, let me ask you personally, will you have the same venom if these cops get off for this? The same way you would have when white cops historically have gotten off for doing the same exact thing. And a lot of people saying this might be top 5 of one of the worst they've ever seen on video, but we'll be the judge of that.
I'm just my knee-jerk reaction is probably not. Mm-hmm. When you inject race into situations, it just feels harder. But how about this? This is still a rape case. I mean, I'm sorry, it's still a race situation.
Yes,
you know, because these people are affected by the people they stand next to, and that blue wave is real.
Yeah, that was my next statement. That blue lives do matter because it's a race.
Right, but at the end of the day, white supremacy still controls policing across this country. So it, like Rodney said, it still comes down to race at some point.
Well, I mean, you got to think the police only started after slavery ended. You know?
I understand that.
Yeah.
I think what pisses me off is it kind of this is going to be used to take away from when a white cop does this, because this is going to be looked upon as, wait a second, they're going to say, wait a second, don't blame this on race. This has to do with a bigger problem than race. It has to do with, like you would say, the blue wave. It has to do with Blue Lives Matter. And what I do, it takes away from them trying to take the real problem. And I shouldn't say the real problem. We know there's an actual problem that we get looked upon, we get treated differently than white police officers. But now they're going to use this example to prove their point, to go like, y'all can't use that card no more.
They want to use it to justify.
They're going to use it to justify their behavior.
But I mean, how many instances do we see like this with black cops? You know what I mean? Is it a lot?
Well,
I would say it's none.
We've seen different. We've seen cases, like the Freddie Gray case.
They don't put them out as much.
Well, I think this is going to be interesting.
There are far more instances of white cops doing horrible things.
Oh, absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. But like I said, the power with this, it will be used to take away that struggle. It will take away because listen, I will say this about the national media. The fact that they had a release date on this video, I'm going to repeat, they had a release date. They prepped us like it was a movie when it was going to drop. In the other cases, lawyers had to go through a whole bunch of loops to get videos released. This one is almost like it's being released like a Tyler Perry series. And Tyler Perry, we know you're not, but that's the way it's being. Like, I could not believe last night.
Madea goes to jail again.
But they saying they got to prepare for the outrage, maybe, Mike. That's what some people are thinking, that they want to give these cities opportunity to prepare, because once this release, it may be protests in different areas, so that you have time to prepare for it. That's what.
How do you have time? How does that make it better when you're given time to prepare to protest? Like, you're giving people time to get their anger up. You're saying tomorrow night, get ready, y'all, because we're going to show you something so horrific that was done to one individual. They're giving them a time frame to actually set the whole riot up, technically speaking.
Also, think they're doing this to be preemptive, right? To de-escalate any potential property damage, because the police are saying right away, they did it. They're heinous. Throw them under the bus. Normally, like Jay was talking about earlier, white cops have way more privilege in that situation, and they don't make them take accountability.
Mark said, was it released at midnight? No, I think it's supposed to. They were saying it was supposed to be released tonight, and they said if you want to see an exclusive viewing of it, you can go to tickets.
No, they did. No, but they do like they preempted right now for the Eagles game. They get ready to grease the polls just in case
y'all
we
Eagle
win.
Fans.
They know that this is what's going to happen after the win. So they were thinking that after this video is released, and it's going to be outrage everywhere from these cops, that people are going to be rioting, they're going to be out. So they want to get things in place. So I kind of understand that piece a little bit. So it does.
No, but I've never.
And it's
seen
also
it
the
before.
weekend. They probably wanted to die down. They figured to come out on the weekend, not the weekdays, and they gonna get as much coverage. So maybe that's also a part of it.
This is bizarre to me. Lawyers had to fight to get videos released in other cases. Lawyers had to go through.
And also, I mean, can we look at those guys again? Because this is maybe not a black or white issue. These guys are all very ugly.
What?
I was noticing that.
You caught me off guard. I wasn't ready.
Now, Rodney, what makes them ugly? Because they dark skin?
No, not at all, man. That young man, 1, 2, from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That young man is just not a good-looking guy.
And nobody shape up, and it was
He got a baby
shocking.
mama somewhere.
It was shocking.
Somebody love him. Somebody love him. Women are kind. Women don't pick based on looks, but that's neither here nor there.
But Rodney, it is ironic that this is not a representing the culture, because the shape ups are all horrible. Like everybody's shape up is horrible. Like nobody had a steady barbershop appointment. Like I don't know what was going on. Stacey Mitchell said they look like the local drug dealer.
Yeah, man.
Well, we'll see.
And then the one kid is a mouth breather. And that's the mouth.
Yeah, if you put that up, yeah, the one kid
he get in, which makes them do wild stuff.
He's a mouth breather.
What's a mouth breather?
He's a mouth breather.
Number 4, he's a mouth breather. You know what a mouth breather is. He probably got a sleep apnea machine ready to put on right after the picture.
Since we're dissecting this video, I would like the guy next to the mouth breather. I think one of his eyebrows is arched, which is already suspect. Like that
is the issue for me.
That is the issue for me, having an arched.
Y'all are idiots. I love it. It's Friday. Why not?
This is not supposed to happen. This was not supposed to go that way.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, these guys have done some heinous things. They should be roasted.
They should be roasted.
Take them out and let them burn.
So anyway, Rodney made the big announcement. He will now start his show Eastern
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Eastern, 10 to noon.
Rodney
give me a chance to get my West Coast family in there that's having some issues getting in at 6 a.m. So we moved to 7 a.m. West Coast time.
It has nothing to do with that extra sleep for Rodney. It has nothing to do with the fact that he started realizing.
I'm not getting any extra sleep because I got to get up with my daughter, get her to school. But I'm usually up against the wall getting back to the house after dropping her off.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. Shawnee, go to sleep. Go lay down, and I'll call you at the show and check up on you.
Hey, Shawnee.
Hey,
Rodney.
Congratulations.
Your mommy texted me yesterday. She's like, "This Shawnee's mom. She's fine." I was like,
Financial Rebel.
We gotta get you to Dallas, Rodney, so you can do a show.
I'm coming to Dallas. I got a movie screening, so I'll bring you up to speed. We'll talk today.
Okay. All right. So does the new time start today?
Monday.
No. Monday.
Oh, Monday. I was about to say he chilling, talking about he gonna start it.
I'm talking to y'all like I ain't starting my show in 4 minutes.
Like
all right. Hey, let me not shut y'all off like I did last time. I done.
He shut the whole thing off. Everything went home. Financial Rebel, thank you, man. Please don't be a stranger. Jay Black's gonna want more ways for you to help him
to scam.
It's for the people. It's for the people.
All right, y'all. Listen, man. Thank you. Also, that's his Instagram right there. Make sure you check out the Instagram page, and he does a lot of good work on there. And there's a lot of serious financial talk. And he's got some very strong views and opinions on the world, which I think I appreciate even as much as your financial savvy on taxes and everything like that. Thanks, as we close, thank you for everybody watching. Everybody, we want Shawnee to feel better. Hopefully we can get her back in her studio next week sometime. But God is good. She's up here working. She's probably going to make some mogul moves once we get off of here. So love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can be.
And I'm not here next week, by the way. I'm not here next week.
Oh, Jay Black is not here because he's making mobile moves. He's got meetings.
Got some meetings. Yep.
He's got meetings. So love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that, and understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed: it will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in life. You fight for views. You fight for likes. You fight for parking spots. Fight for your happiness, and never let anybody take it from you. Don't forget the CW33 every Saturday. Big Bink's Break Room on the CW33 in Dallas, Fort Worth at 12 noon. Make sure you support the TV show. And the Michael Shawn Show will jump off in February. Listen, y'all, be safe. We will talk to y'all on Monday, except Jay Black won't be here. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap